Yes guys, that is it. You can see a bit clear. The light was so down. So guys, that is it. That's the maize, that's the corns that I was saying about my shamba. I'm a farmer, by the way. That is my shamba. You can see that is a home. So that is my compound. You can have a look. This is my house, old. But beside that, that is where you can say, I can show you that is my home. That is my kitchen, mommy's kitchen. It's becoming old, but I never get man, I'll change it. So guys, this is where I want to build my dream home, my compound, if things goes well as my wish, so that I can at least make a small compound. If I have money, I'll buy another part, but for now I'm preparing to have this, you know. So that's the sugar cane I planted also it. That is the rattan. It haven't been plastered outside, but that is my rattan is inside the home. That is it. That is my compound. That is my mom's house. So guys, I'm going to show you everything. And I also today have taken a day so that I can a bit make my cleanness back here at home. So that is it. Today I'm going to weed, you know. I'm going to weed here. For those who have never seen it, this is my compound. For those who have never come across my compound, this is my compound. Actually, have a look how is it. That is it, guys. That is it. That's my compound, you know. This is my compound. Yes, guys, this is my compound. You can have a look. So I'll show you what I'll be doing. Cleanness. Yeah. Hiyo ndio matawi. Nitakuwaka. So guys, I think you'll be seeing what I'll be doing here. Hiyo ndio matawi ya kabisa umeleta. Itakuweka viboko. Chukua hiyo matawi, chukua hiyo koreo, enda toa ile nini uongea mtukuko. Na uende ulete nini ngine. Ataangalia. Yes, ma'am. Ati? Ati? Nani alikuwa anakuja hivi? Wewe. Viatu viko wapi? Kwa viatu zako. Kwa sababu wewe okay. Vizuri unaenda wapi? Yes, my beautiful people, welcome again to my YouTube channel. Please comment as you have seen that video. Please comment, please subscribe, make a beautiful comment, advice where necessary. This is Electrician Dudu. Where am I? Back to the tune. I am at Kiburanga. No, Kiburanga is a school. That's where, in fact, I took my studies from class 1 to class 8. Yes, those were back those years. That is the school that I started. I took my education before before leaving to high school, where it was in back in Kisii. Yes, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Again, come to the tube. This is the maze. I told you I want to come and check, leave alone the upper maze that was around on my compound. This is a maze that is at Kiburanga. You know, is around at Kiburanga village. So I can see the corns are ready, and I thank God, in fact, for this. If you had started watching with me, this maize, when they were still young, in fact, they were really being buttoned by the hailstones. In fact, the hailstone really kicked on them. You can see the corns have in fact, are almost to mature. What do I mean? They're almost to dry. Wow, that's great. You can see the corns. You can see those are the corns, guys. But I thank your God, through one way of the support, through your advice. That is where we have reached, and I thank God for that. You know, the corns are really very smart. They are really very smart. In fact, I appreciate a lot what God gave me. And I say this, when God at least give us, I know we shall reach at the minimum of harvesting. At least He can give me that heart again of helping for those who never planted, for those who, at least, guys, for those who are sleeping without, you know. I really appreciate, guys, you know, they're really growing, guys. I know we shall share with people, you know. I'll make sure that we share with one or two, you know, at least, you know, it's not my work, it's God's work. You see, things are moving. You know, this is the, what I can call it, the land that I was given by my dad. Yes, I really appreciate this dad. Wherever he is, rest my dad in peace. In fact, so many people could need to have a chance of giving their sons such a big land. It's around 3 acres, but I appreciate Dad. I appreciate. Please rest in peace wherever you are, so that I can give it to my kids. You know, these are generation that this shamba my dad bought it long time ago. My origin home is back at Hispania. That is where my origin home, but my dad migrated to Kiburanga village, so he bought here land. So you see, until now, that is where I'm farming. But what motivates me most, my dad gave me this land after his passing over, after his death. Before he died, he said that do that will be a shamba and nobody will challenge you. My dad, I had always say this story, but it's a bit painful, but I normally say it. And this one will not run out of my head. I think in my video, you saw if you're following up, you saw a woman, that is my mom. That my mom has passed a lot. She was married in a polygamy family. That is the second wife of my dad. Yes, and gave back to four kids. Yes, 3 were gents, 1 was a lady. By bad luck, 1 passed over. 1 died. My sister, rest in peace. That was our last born. So we remained 3 gents. We were disturbed, seriously. We were disturbed. You know, in a polygamy family, things has never been easy unto our family. I don't know, you can comment. I don't know if the other side of polygamy family, they work as, It was tough. It was tough indeed. In fact, we passed a lot. Sometimes my mom could go without starving, medicine in African way of living. Women tend to witch. I don't know if this witchcraft is all over the world. I don't know. More so in polygamy families. So my dad was being witched. So he saw our family that wasn't that important, you know. So my mom was really struggling like an African woman. That's why I always say, big up my mom. You did a lot. You did a lot unto us. So she was being witched until my dad was being witched. So we struggle, mom struggle, even in going to studies was tough. I don't think if I could be here today, I could be somewhere else so smart, but I thank Lord where I have reached. I thank Lord, it's because of his grace. So we passed a lot, guys. So after that, man, my first, that was my first, the first wife to my dad really did what he did. But when my dad came to his senses, we were a bit old, we were a bit big. So those also, my, what can I call it, guys? My mom, my stepmom, yes, that's first wife to my dad, had also 3 sons and a lot of ladies. A lot of ladies in his family they were around what? They were around 12, meaning 9 ladies. Yes, 9 ladies, 3 gents. So what do I mean? We were 6 gents in the family of my dad. So those gents were from the other mother were a bit big when we are still young. Somebody could think that we were the sons of those our brothers. We were kids. I know you understand, we were kids because my dad married second wife when he was a bit old. But that was it. So guys, when that happened, I'm talking that because where I'm standing today, it was the origin where my dad migrated from Hispania to this. Where I'm standing, that is was our first area, our first point to live. That is where I'm giving this story from. So guys, when we grew up, we passed a lot, until my dad passed on. My first, I'm the last born in this family, by the way. I'm the last born of the family. So when we grew up, my 2 brothers had migrated to Tanzania. That's where they live. That's where I haven't shown you one of my brothers. That's where they live. So I live alone in Kenya. In fact, I stayed here in Kenya, but my 2 brothers are living in Tanzania. So they left me when I was a bit in high school with my mom, and my dad has passed over. So you can think how we passed it. I really passed it. I really felt it. But through God's grace, here I am today. So the other brothers from the other mother, they thought that they could take this land, but I thought we have been it hasn't been not easy for me to reach here today. It has been a fight of in and out. Even where I live, you can see my uncles has helped me a lot. I thank them so much because I have been calling so that they can solve this issue, because it has been a family issue. So that is it, guys. That's why I say, wherever my dad is, he gave me this land. I thank you so much. There is another land in Hispania. There is another land in, where do I call it? In Nyabohanse, where my grandpa gave that land to my dad. But what do I mean, guys? What is coming now and painful? I don't know if, guys, you also will comment over this, because it has been so painful. These guys, what they thought, they took a title deed. Okay, guys, they took the title deed. That's what I was saying. They took the title deed. After taking the title deed, what they did, they go and changed the name to their own. One of them changed the name to this, as if the land belongs to that guy. So I came to realize when the land is almost going. So as I am saying from this point, I'm really struggling to bring that land back so that I can have a share. Mark, you, my brothers are not here. When I call them at times, they don't pick, they feel that this is not a part of their place, they feel as if they are not fit to be here, that's what I'm passing on. My mom, she's old. I think you saw her. She's now turning around 70, yeah, she's turning 72, I think. Yeah, she's turning 72 now. So that's what has been happening. So that's what I'm following up. That is that land is edged around how many acres? Around 7 acres. Yeah, they're around 7 acres. It was 14. So I wanted to say this: each mother should get equally 7 acres, 7 acres. Yes, because this land is my grandpa's land. This land is my grandpa's land, and it is an heritage land. Leave alone this that my dad bought. That land that I'm saying of is a land that was given by, is a generation, as a generation land of a generation. So I inquired. That's where we are. I thank the Lord, the chiefs and the are really assisting to push on this. So that is it, guys. This video, I know it has been long, it has been so long, but I thank you guys. Please comment positively, please advise where necessary, subscribe to my channels. And I wish to say this, for those guys that I really keep supporting by subscribing, by making positive comments onto my channel. I say that thank you so much. I thank you so much. This is that is a kind of a move. Let us assist each other positively. Let us assist each other so that we can move on. That is where I am, but I thank the Lord. We are moving. We are moving. I want to show you, if it wasn't God having this kind of maze, there are so many. There are so many. There are so many, guys. There are so many. And I thank Lord. So many. So that is a plan. By the way, I have also another business at Nyabohanse. That's a electrical shop at Nyabohanse. That is where I want at least to get some maize from here, get some corns from here, so that I can sell them, so that I can go and uplift my stock. In this life, you have to struggle east to west so that you can know where you are heading.